my friends, welcome to the Vintage Dreamer Makes. My name is Rebecca and I have a lot of things to show you. One whip and then the rest are all finished projects. And I've been taking forever to do this video because it's been a crazy summer. I'll do a life update in a little bit or maybe in another video. Right now I just want to get straight to the knitting because I'm pretty excited about it. What I'm wearing, I do not remember the name of it, but I will put it down in the description link. It's one of my favorite shawls. I wear it all the time, and I don't believe I've worn it for a podcast, so I thought I would wear it. As you can see, it matches my telephone. It's warm, it's very lightweight, it's small, so it can fit in a bag. It's great, and it just lays nicely on me, and it's really pretty, and it's so soft. And then I'm wearing my necklace here. This is I don't know if you can see. This is a hand-wrapped robin's egg nest that I made, and there are some in the shop right now if you really like it and want one. Currently in my Etsy shop. So if you don't know, I do have an Etsy shop where I sell progress keepers that are hand-carved, just using sticks of basswood and a carving knife. It's great. I do it by hand. I love it, and it's a lot of fun. And then I have some of these, and these are for a limited time. I'm not going to be, once these are gone, they're gone. I don't plan on making more. I mean, don't quote me on it. You never know. I might get in the mood for it. But yeah, so if you want one of these, get them before they're gone. I still have some carvings in the shop. If you're interested, I'll also put the link down below. That's at beccajan.etsy.com. Let's get started on, let's start with a whip. We'll do a whip first. Are you ready? I know I am. I have my notes because I will not remember without my notes. So let's start with my work in progress. I have been working on the Anthology Throw by Helen Stewart, and I've been using a 3mm needle, and I'm pretty far along. I'm pretty impressed. I have taken a break from it to work on other things, just temporarily. It's so pretty. So I've been using a lot of my mini scraps. A lot of these are from Woolen Women Fibers. And what I ended up doing was, see this right here? I found a seller on Etsy who sells the undyed yarn, and this is a sparkly base. And I love the undyed yarn because it's creamy. So I bought a full skein of that, and I'm spreading that throughout the shawl, kind of as a filler, but also to break up the different colors. So I have room for the minis. And it's getting big. It's getting so big. I just recently found out that you can get cable extenders instead of buying a whole new needle set. So I'm thinking of doing that. Let's see if I can show you the center. It's so beautiful. I love it. Okay, how about this way now? There's the center. It's so beautiful. All the fun yarns. So if you don't count the creamy, sparkly base one, they're all from minis or leftover yarn. Like, for instance, this one was from a full skein, and I think I made, I don't remember. I made something out of it, and that was a leftover. Same with this. And I believe, except for that, like I said, it's all Woolen Women Fibers so far. We'll see what other colors I add to it. It's been a lot of fun. I really recommend this pattern. I am not a blanket knitter. I really hate making blankets, mainly because they take so long and I lose interest in them. But this I'm not losing interest because each color adds a different look to the blanket or the throw, and it just keeps me excited. So right now that's the only whip I'm sharing with you. That doesn't mean I don't have a lot of whips that I could share with you, but I'm going to save those for another video because there is a lot of them. I'm quite sad though, because this is my last podcast in this craft room. You'll know more about our life update, but this is the last week in my craft room, so I thought, I need to film a podcast because I've been meaning to for so long. So this week I'm tearing down my craft room and I'm getting a smaller craft room. hopefully I'm going to have to edit a lot of things and put some things in storage, but I'm hoping there'll be enough room for everything that's really important that I want to work on. So yeah, it's so sad. Now on to my finished objects. Let's start with my Chevron Cowl. Now this cowl I worked on, it was on my trip, it was on my art trip in May, so that was a while back, and it was a very quick finish. So this is my Chevron Cowl. It's so pretty. I made this out of my minis, Patron minis from Woolen Women Fibers. If you sign up to Patreon with Woolen Women Fibers, for $10 a month, you can get 3 minis each month. Each mini is 10 grams, so 30 grams. And whenever I get them, I just stick them in a bag. And then once they add up, I can find good pairings. And I've been collecting those for about 2 years, so I have a good amount. I knit this mainly on the plain. It's just so pretty. And the pattern is called the Round and Round Cowl by Crazy Sock Lady Designs. And I used a 3.5 millimeter needle. And yeah, that's it. And then I used my Patron minis from Woolen Women Fibers. I really like it. Next is the Sophie Scarf. Now, this scarf is very, very popular, and usually when something's popular, I kind of steer clear of it, and I don't know why I do that, but I do. And I just didn't seem very attracted to that pattern, but there have been times where I put a cowl on and it's too loose and it doesn't keep me warm. So I got this skein of DK yarn from the Fiber Genie. I got 2 colorways, Oceano and the Bee's Knees. And I loved them, and I thought, oh, this would be perfect for the Sophie Scarf. I've been needing something to be tight on my neck. So I made 2 of them, and it was such a quick knit. And they're so cute rolled up. They look like little croissants, pre-cooked croissants. You know the croissants that you make out of the like containers, the croissants you make out of the cylinder containers where it pops, and then you roll them up and then curl them and bake them. That's kind of what it looks like when this is rolled up. I don't eat those anymore. Okay, so this one is the colorway, the Bee's Knees. It is so beautiful. Look at that. Look at that colorway. This is from the Fiber Genie. And then Oceano. Oh, these are my colors, aren't they? Oh yeah. I'll put one on. And I don't believe I changed anything about it. I might have made it a little longer in the center because you start out small, you get big, and then you decrease. So I believe that might be what I did. We'll try one on. We'll try this one on because it matches everything here. Okay. I believe I made the big version. I think there are 2 sizes you can make, and I made the bigger one. I didn't want a little teeny tail. I wanted it to be long. It's really pretty, and when I'm cold, it's perfect because I can snuggle it up to my neck. So I'm really happy with it. So I made 2 of those. Super quick project. Okay, so my next whip is Gnome News is Good News. This was a mystery knit along with self-striping yarn. There he is. So I have a color theme going on today, apparently. He's so cute. I have another gnome I'll show you later. It's in my daughter's room and she's sleeping. I don't want to wake her up. So I'll get that towards the end. And maybe I'll plug it in after this. I don't know. We'll see. But it's so cute. And it is Gnome News is Good News, Mystery Knit Along by Sarah of Imagine Landscapes. And the yarn is more Patreon minis from Woolen Women Fibers. I have so many minis. It's crazy. And then I used a skein of sock yarn that I found. You're supposed to do self-striping. This wasn't quite the self-striping I thought it would be when I got it on Etsy. But I think it's kind of fun. I like it. It's fun patterns. And for the needles, I just followed the pattern. I did whatever needle she says. So he's so cute. Okay, I call this next one my Problem Lace Infinity Cowl. This cowl Oh my goodness, it frustrated me so much. I put it in timeout for, I'm thinking 5 years, a long time. This was my first pattern that I did of Joji Locatelli, and I told myself I'm never doing a pattern from her again. But then I saw an interview with her from Fruity Knitting, and it was so good, and I was like, okay, I'll give her another chance. So what happened was, what appeared to me was a problem in the pattern, and now I'm finding out that's just the design of it, which I don't like that. I didn't like how it looked. So this was about 5 years ago, and I was emailing, trying to get answers, and I could not get answers. So I just, like, in frustration, threw it in a bin and never looked at it again. And I pulled it out about 2 months ago and was like, okay, I've got to get this done because it is driving me nuts. So I pulled it out again. And I'm glad I did. It's so pretty. Look at the lace. I still have to block it, so that'll open the lace up. It's so pretty. Now, her patterns are written very well. I just had a problem in this one spot, and I had no way to get help for it. No one was responding until this last time around, 5 years later. So I believe Joji responded through email this time around, and she said that I was doing it correctly. So I was like, okay, well, that's good, but I don't like the way it looks, and I will show you if I can find the beginning. Okay, so the lace repeats, right? So here's how the lace looks all around. Notice in the center here how it crisscrosses. Oops, how it crisscrosses. Well, when you go to the beginning of the round, see how that doesn't crisscross? Right here. It looks like I dropped a stitch or something. See this very bottom one? See how that crosses? That's how I thought the rest should look. And I followed the pattern exactly, and it just kept doing that. And the reason it did that was because of the 2 yarn overs. There was a yarn over at the end of the round and a yarn over at the beginning of the round. And that's just what it turned out to be. And it did not match the pattern. See? And it's the only spot that does that, and it drives me nuts. It looks like I dropped a stitch. Oh, so that frustrated me to no end. But it's such a pretty color combination. It's so delicate. The lace on the end. Oops, that's the, let me show you the right side. Yeah, is it the right side? Yeah. I'm glad I didn't give up. And when it's on, no one's going to see that part. Only I'm going to know. Hopefully it won't bother me too much. Anyways, so there is a pattern from hers that I really want to try, and I'm going to give it a go because her instructions were very well written. I just apparently didn't like the style design choice on this one part. So if you want to make this, it's easy to follow, but just know that part is going to look that way. And if you don't mind, then this is a good pattern. Pretty pattern. It'll look really pretty blocked when I wear it. So that is my problem cowl. Now on to my colorwork cowl. This is the Cruces by Hilary Smith Callis. And it has a little twist in it. So you knit it in a tube and then you join it with Kitchener stitch. You can kind of see the join. Even after blocking, but that just might be my shoddy work. But isn't it so beautiful? Let's put it on. It's really pretty on. I need to lower you just for a minute. I love the colors so much. So this is the Cruces Cowl by Hilary Smith Callis. And the yarn I used 2 skeins of Annual Cricket DK in Grace and Seaside. And I used a 3.5 millimeter needle, and I'm really happy with it. I need to weave this in or pop it in the center and string it through, but it's freshly blocked, so that's why I haven't done that yet. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. So I found what yarn? I found this yarn Seaside Annual Cricket DK in the color Seaside. I found this last year for my husband's birthday. We went to the ocean and I found a yarn shop and I found this. When I went to Ravelry, I think I've told this story before, but when I went to Ravelry, I found someone made this pattern with this colorway, with this yarn, and it looks so pretty. So I thought, oh, I've got to get this yarn, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And then last year at the Lambtown Festival, they had a booth. They weren't there this year, but they had a booth and I found the colorway and I was so excited. So I was finally able to knit it and voila, I did. I knit it and I love it. It's great. It's so pretty. I have two more to show you. I have my little gnome that I made my daughter, and then I have my mystery Muppet shawl. If you watch my videos, you have seen this before, but it is now finished, except for one little detail. And I need to block it. Do I need to block it or did I block it? I don't remember. I mean, if I can't tell, then I guess maybe it doesn't need to be blocked. There it is. It is so pretty. This is called the Muppet Shawl by Mary Annarella, and it was a mystery knit along. The yarn kit was by Sunshine Yarns, and I went down a needle size to 3 millimeters to get the gauge. Knit it this way. Keep going. Okay, and you stop it here. And you put those on your needle cords and set them aside. Then you go to the other end. And you knit until you get to this. Then you put them on 2 needles, you join them, and then you work this side and then the other side. We'll put this on, strings and all. Just tuck those in there like that. Oh, I never lifted. Let's pull you back just for a minute. Yes, I believe I do need to block it. See how the ends are curling? I do need to block it, but it's really pretty. It's really pretty, isn't it? I really love the rainbow here. I love that, how it ties the whole shawl in. Rainbow connection, right? It's great, I love it. I'm digging it. Okay, I just have one more whip to show you, and it is my daughter's gnome. I'm going to go get it, and hopefully I do not wake her up. Cross your fingers, everyone. I'm gonna go get it. Okay, I woke her up. So here it is. It's a little loved on. She squeezes it and pulls on it, so it needs a little reshaping. Let's see, I'll put a picture. I'll put a picture right here of it when it was all formed properly and fresh before I handed it over to her. That's a little better. So cute. My daughter's favorite color is pink, and I've never made a gnome for her until now. I mean, that's pretty sad. I mean, how many gnomes have I made? I should count my gnomes. Over 20, I'm sure. And this is the first time I've made her a gnome. But she loves it. It's on her bookshelf. And what did we call it? What did she call it? She called it something. Let's see. Oh yeah, Pinky. She named the gnome Pinky. So this is Pinky the gnome. Once again, Woolen Women Fibers minis. Even the little beard, even the little pink beard. So she had some say in the design. So I'd say, okay, I'm gonna make you this gnome. What color do you want? And she said pink. And I said, do you want the stripes on the bottom or the stripes on the top? She wanted stripes on the bottom. And I asked her what color beard. She wants pink. So I was like, okay, I think a speckled would be nice because there's white in there too. And it would contrast with the hat. So say hi to Pinky. Okay, that is it. That is all of my finished objects. and one of my whips, and I have more whips to show you in the future. This is my last time podcasting in this room because of our move. That's so sad, but I can turn my other craft room into something nice too. I might need more lights, and I'm going to have to shrink some things up a bit and put it in storage, but that's okay. It'll all work out in the end. I'm just thankful I have a room at all. So I will see you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, my friends.